What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Fans View podcast. This week, I'm here at Wits End in North Charleston. They get very upset about that. North Charleston, South Carolina.
South Carolina is big on the North and the South.
Yes,
so.
Yeah, that's kind of their thing. Read a book, you'll definitely get it.
Even the cities are divided.
So she's a podcaster. She's a comedian. She's a human golden retriever. Mm-hmm. All right, we got to lead off with that. We actually have a real golden retriever in the room right now.
I feel like this is like a Parent Trap situation. You know, I'm seeing like my twin over here.
So I'm interviewing the dog actually right now. You guys don't even realize it.
I'm over there preparing for my show.
So I have to ask the first question. What the hell is a human golden retriever?
It's a blonde, white creature that's just dying for attention at every waking moment.
That's fair. That's fair.
Would you say that's accurate? As a golden retriever owner? Yeah. As a golden retriever, the UK doesn't say owners. I think they say housemates or something like that. They don't say owner and pet. Yeah, roommates.
That's fair. That's
Human
fair.
roommate.
I'm just going to cheat off my notes, guys. You're going to have to get over it. So you've opened for some pretty big names in the comedy world. Foxworthy, Spade, Ron White, Bert, Kreischer, as well as an appearance on Jimmy Fallon. You've released
two appearances on Jimmy Fallon.
Two appearances.
Listen,
Jesus.
it's all like half.
This is Bush League.
So I'm going to correct you.
You've already released a comedy album called Salt Daddy.
Yes.
And December 5th, you're dropping your first special on YouTube.
The biggest streamer for any comedian.
Catholic Cowgirl. Mm-hmm. I can't tell you guys enough. You've got to go check out YouTube December 5th and check out Catholic Cowgirl.
If anything, just play it on silence and let it play in the background.
Exactly, yes.
For the views. There is a horse on stage, so it's enjoyable even if you turn it off, the sound off.
And if you guys want to get weird, whatever, there's a horse on stage. Yeah. Enjoy. So all that to say, I have to give you the bland, everybody asks you the same thing. Yes. When did comedy really become an interest of yours? But in seriousness, when did comedy become something that maybe it wasn't a career, but it was something you were...
When I got out of college and I started working, and I realized how dark and boring the real world was.
That's a fair question.
And I was like, I might as well, if it's going to be boring, I might as well chase my dreams.
I love that. See, I'm inspired already, people.
Yeah.
So what do you consider so far? Obviously, maybe you feel like you haven't had it yet, but what do you consider your first real big break so far? Like, who's the biggest name you kind of associate yourself with that's brought you out on tour? You know, that kind of thing.
Has brought me out on tour?
Yeah, with them.
With them? I was really trying to think of a joke here. And I was like, I'm scared to drag anybody at this point because I'm so desperate to get on Fallon for a third time. On tour, I started with Spade like 2 years ago. And that was dope because I'd go back and forth between his weekend and then like my own weekend. And so, yeah, sure, the shows were cool, but it was just fun to go with him and stay at the Four Seasons or the Ritz. Right. And then the next weekend, I would do my own weekend in Fargo, North Dakota. And I would stay on the owner's couch while he watched me sleep. So it was a fun flip-flop between those weekends.
So I think you really popped up on my radar when you opened for Bert.
Yeah.
Maybe a year ago when you were at Columbia. As someone who's met Bert, and I mean this in the nicest, most genuine way possible.
Okay, drop your credit.
Yeah. Bert strikes me as like if you took a can of Monster Energy and maybe you stuck it with a syringe full of cocaine and just a hint of ecstasy, and then you just shake it all up. How accurate of a depiction is that of Bert?
Yes, but I also like add in like a good like shot of a ray of sunshine too. Like he is truly like. Somebody was texting me the other day. They're like, "Bert's on my plane. I'm so scared to say hi." And I was like, "Dude, he's the perfect person to say hi to as a stranger. He's the nicest, most genuine, most generous person who's never tired. Every day he wakes up and he's like, he's a go-getter. He's like, let's go do an activity, let's go promote something, but he's never like complaining about everything he has on his plate. Everybody around him, he like wants to get people involved, and he wants to introduce you to you to you to you to you. And he's like, I like when I like wake up and I'm bitching about, you know, like having to go travel to another city for the third day in a row. I think about Bert, and I'm like, shut up, Katherine. You're gonna have millions one day.
Hey, I mean, if he can do it,
like
anybody can do it. And again, I mean that in the most loving way. Bert is just salt of the earth, nicest guy in the world. To follow up on that, when you did do that show with Bert, you know the layout. You're a Carolina girl, obviously. For people that don't know, you're a Gamecock. Was there ever any doubt in your mind that night would end with Bert half drunk in a Speedo in that fountain?
No, I knew that was gonna happen. That was the worst part, though, because that's the thing. Like I said, he never stops promoting, and he's an internet genius. He makes every moment like a social media moment. But he's also having fun. He's not doing it. He's being genuine about having fun while he does it. But you learn from him, and you want to do it. But I went to school there. I worked at the arena that we performed at, and then a bunch of my major was sport and entertainment management. So like, learning about venue management, like arena management and touring, that was my major. So all like the GM of the arena and a bunch of other people were my college professors. So he was like, we're jumping in the fountain, and another tour manager gave me her bathing suit bottoms. Right. So I'm all of a sudden soaking wet in pretty much bra and underwear, professionally standing in front of my old boss.
Nice.
And then 3 of my college professors. And we both had to look at each other, and we were both like, we both hate this. We both hate this so much, but we have to pretend like we're enjoying. I had to give them a hug, soaking wet in a sports bra.
Could have been worse. Could have been February.
I'm
trying.
Anything to make my boobs look a little bit bigger would have been nice, honestly. It was a very awkward moment, and it was probably awkward for them because they were like, oh, look how cool a thing we get to see one of our shining students like having a really cool moment. Now she's performing at the arena, and then moments later they're like
half naked in the
and
fountain.
now we have to enjoy her.
And sober too. How about that?
Yeah, no,
Sober-ish.
never sober.
Sober-ish. Maybe.
Never sober.
All right, fair enough. She's a Carolina girl. I'm trying to give her every way out.
Never sober. That's the name of my tour.
So like I said, you have the upcoming special, Catholic Cowgirl, coming out on December 5th. Mm-hmm. Where did you shoot it?
In Houston, Riot Comedy Club. It's half club, half attic, and it was cool to like do something kind of, because it was like a independent club, so it's like this club. Right. It's dope because then you kind of have free reign to like. I brought a giant horse statue on stage and like got to like make fun of the half the building being exposed and like the beams and everything, half the roof being exposed, and like it was dope to just keep it humble, right? Yeah. So even if you don't go to Netflix with your next special, like you might have a full roof in the next venue. It's important to always like to keep yourself humble.
I hear you.
There's always there's always growth potentially.
Is there anything special, or do you try to keep it as as normal as you can on a night like that where it's completely out of the ordinary? It's not tonight. Not taking anything away from tonight, but do you try to keep it just business as usual on a special night like that? Like
no.
Pre-show?
No, not at all. I'm like, this isn't fucking. How many opportunities do you get to like have a day that you're shooting your special?
Fair.
I'm like, dude, this is the freaking. I'm getting ready for the Grammys here, y'all. Get out of my freaking way. I'm never gonna have a wedding, so I'm the bride today. I live it up.
We have many more specials to come.
You're right. So. Yeah, I have a lot. That's all my wedding days.
I hear you. All right. We don't have a serial dater, but we're gonna have a serial. No, whatever. No.
I turn into a bridezilla that day. I have every excuse in the world, so I'm gonna do it.
So, I know I love how much you love to joke around and stuff, but I'm gonna have to get serious with you for 2 questions.
Oh God, I hate this.
I know it.
You better pay me for this.
Where were you when OJ? No, I'm just kidding. What do you like to do when you're away from the stage, when you're not?
What is this serious?
Oh, it's going to get serious.
Okay.
Oh, it's gonna get serious.
What do I like to do?
Yeah, this is the fans' view, so I'd love to know, what are you a fan of when you're not?
I love to
Getting fountains naked.
I love to go travel. I want to go to Colorado and I want to go hike a mountain and I don't know, do adventurous shit, not check shit off your bucket list. Go have sex in the middle of the woods, you know? I don't know. Go ride in a helicopter. I want to
you want to do hood rat shit with your friends.
I want to go do hood rat shit with my friends.
I was going to get that out of you one way or another.
Yeah, I want to go take weird drugs in Greece or something like this.
Well,
like I got to go
Greece. You're in
I got to
Charleston.
go do shit to find material.
I saw some weird shit out on the sidewalk while I was waiting for you to get here. You don't have to go to Greece.
Cool. I'm going to go pick up some drugs and then hopefully have you guys film the rest of the night so I can watch it out.
I'm not going to court, Catherine. I'm a fan, but I'm not going to court.
And I need a new hour to write is what I'm trying to say. So all I do is I go do shit that gets me in trouble. So I have stuff to talk about.
That's fair. Here's where we get serious. This is where it turns into Dateline.
Okay.
At this point in your life and career, what do you consider success?
$1 million and all the money in the world so you can tell everybody from Oprah to the President of the United States, fuck off.
I would not want any other answer from you than that. Before we go, one last question. This one is exclusive to you.
Okay.
I love to stalk your Instagram. It's one of my hobbies.
Love it.
Yesterday, you had a story that said SEC football music to my ears.
Oh.
So I was just wondering if you had any kind of prediction for next weekend.
Is Carolina playing Clemson?
Oh yeah, next
You know what my prediction is?
Oh God.
I predict whoever wins, it doesn't matter because 85% of those kids are going to be car salesmen next year, okay? And we should stop giving so much of a shit about college football because it's really sad. And at the end of the day, all of those kids are going to have CTE and they're going to be either in a custody battle or they're going to have a shitty job in a few years.
Go off, Queen.
So I love the NFL. I really do love the NFL, but I've started to hate college football because I was listening to this SEC Paul Feinbaum, and I'm listening to 76-year-old drunk men call in asking questions they very well could have Googled, and then just being obsessed with 19 and 20-year-old kids who are not going to be playing football in 2 years. And college football doesn't matter. It's meaningless. That's what I think's gonna happen at the game. And also go Cox.
You are a national treasure.
Thank you.
Folks, December 5th, Catholic Cowgirl. Don't talk to her about football.
It's good, wholesome fun.
But go check out YouTube. Until next time, guys, I'm gonna go cry now.
Sweet dreams.
If you haven't liked or subscribed, you're gonna be joking me.